StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Hydra and Neeb on Dusk Towers. This is from IAM 10 Katowice, and let's get right on into it. In the top side of Dusk Towers, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Neeb. Neeb is a 17-year-old American Protoss player who is currently teamless, but he has been doing very well in online tournaments against some very good competition over the last year, so he's somebody to watch for the future up-and-coming StarCraft 2 scene. And in the bottom side of Dusk Towers, we have the red Zerg player. It is Hydra, representing Root Gaming. And I don't know if I can say enough about this guy. He's been an aggressive Zerg player all the way back through HOTS. Just done so well against so many situations that I would consider him dead in the water. He's come back and won games. He's been aggressive from the outset against Protoss and against Terran players in a time when Zerg was a little bit more passive. So here in Legacy of the Void, his aggression is even more effective and a lot of fun to watch. So we'll see how he manages to pull this thing off. He's going for the hatch first here on the low ground instead of sneaking back to the safer expansion. Again, it makes sense for Zerg players to do this just because you can defend your ramp and your natural at about the same time. Whereas if Reapers get in and start harassing this and harassing this, it's hard to defend both these bases and your ramp. Just everything is so far apart. So just kind of keeping your forces consolidated here, it makes a lot of sense. Meanwhile, there is a probe scout heading on down and going to see what it can see. Nothing too crazy to spot out here. Extractor, 2 workers, 3 workers, and a spawning pool. So very standard opening for Hydra. And it looks like Neeb went for, gateway into expansion, into cybernetics core. Very standard stuff as well. So neither player is super interested in being very aggressive or doing crazy things. 4 workers on, 4 workers on gas for about half a second there for Neeb. And then decided to actually not do that one. Putting this worker on the gas is not quite complete yet. Chucking down a pylon. And the probe getting a very nice scout off. Sees the third base. Alright, so Hydra goes for the second base here, third base here. So in the end, he has 3 hatcheries. I guess it doesn't really matter what order he put them in unless Neeb was being super aggressive, and he's not. So in the end, he was safe. Didn't really help him at all, but you know, better safe than sorry. Adept is being chrono boost out. Cybernetics core is not chrono boosting the warp gate. And both players just continuing to macro up. It's 24 to 22 total harvesters. And one thing we need to keep in mind in Legacy of the Void is that injects from Queens actually only give you 3 larvae instead of 4, as they used to. So you can be really on top of your injects and not have quite the macro advantage that you did over your opponents in the earlier days of Wings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm. But at the same time, get your injects done. You can queue them up if you need to. If you have excess energy on your Queens, you can queue them, which is very nice. But a player of Hydra's level, I don't imagine is super interested in queuing up injects because he's going to stay on top of them throughout the game. Here comes the Adept. I don't know what she's going to be able to do. I mean, maybe this is a scouting Adept getting some shots off on her face immediately from that Queen. Going to sonic transfer her way on up. There are 4 Lings chasing on after, and there's the cancel. There's the cancel. Just scouts on in, sees the spawning pool, doesn't see a lair, doesn't see a Roach Warren. So very standard play from Hydra indeed. 28 to 32 harvesters, still down to Neeb. Neeb is basically very close to being maxed out for workers on both of his bases and might be looking to take a third here very soon. Overlord's got things on out, did take some shots from that Stalker, but still alive. Still alive. I like this placement too from this Overlord on this high ground. Excellent positioning, and here come the Speedlings. Dun. Speedlings can never get through this with a Stalker and an Adept sitting there. Not going to happen because the Adept do 2-shot Lings and can't get quite a surround when they're positioned in this area. But here comes the probe and free probe kill. Oh, bad timing there for Neeb. Amazing timing for Hydra, rather. I don't know who gets credit for that one. Probably amazing timing by Hydra. Coming down, taking down the probe that was just trying to throw down a Nexus. And now this one is going to complete the job that his friend could not. Lings pull back to a bit of a more safe position. And Oracle heading on out here. 3 Spore Crawlers coming on up. Moving on up. Did he see the Stargate? He did not see the Stargate. I guess that's just kind of a blind play. Again, Phoenix are good. DTs are good. Spore Crawlers are good against all of these things. Oracles, too. So a Queen Spore Crawler combination is actually pretty darn fantastic against these Oracles. So here it comes, trying to sneak on in. There are really no angles to do this, though. And while you're poking, you're getting shot at by a Queen. So Oracle tried to make something happen. It didn't quite happen. And Neeb had, I don't know, Neeb might try to force something here or throw down some stasis wards. That can be good too. But I guess he's just scouting at this point, taking some shots off. He does get a drone kill, but man, so low. So low. 2 drone kills and down to 10 hit points. Yeah, excellently well defended here by Hydra. There comes the Phoenix production, though. We've talked about this in PvZ recently. Phoenix, very, very good against Zerg. Just good harassment unit, good at taking out overlords. And actually good at engagements, too. Lifting up roaches, lifting up Hydras to make them less effective when the big battles come. Taking out Overseers that try to sneak around. Oh, Overseer, not going to scout anything at all. What a sad day for you. Your whole purpose in life is to scout. Blarp, and your body just goes flying off the edge into oblivion. Yep, so again, the Phoenix basically paying for themselves at that point. Creep spread continuing to look very, very good here for Hydra, sneaking up both this lane and those 2 lanes, taking out another Overseer. What? Dude. Overseer's taken down. Changeling is actually killed there too. Revelation, was that a Revelation that he threw? Might have been a Revelation. I don't know why. So Dusk got this 4th base. Hydra going for a 4th as the 3rd base is up and running for Neeb again. Immediately saturated. He did have an extra saturation on these 2 bases previously, and then just threw them down here when the base finished. That's such a great play indeed. Phoenix, did they get a queen or an overlord? I don't know. They're just trying to kill overlords. They're trying to kill everything that is available for them to kill. There is pneumatized carapace on these overlords. They're fast, but they're not fast enough. Hydra is getting mixed in here too. If the Phoenix can actually pick up the Hydras before they get too many. Oh, that might be too many. That might be too many. Yeah, Overseer, there we go. Hydra gets the Overseer in there. Finally gets the scout off after 2 Overseers have been killed. Ah, so frustrating, but does get the perfect scout, sees exactly what's going on, sees that Twilight Council, sees the Stargate, which he obviously knew was there because there's Oracles and Phoenix trying to wreck his stuff. Infestation Pit just now finishing for Hydra. Could he go for a sub 7-minute hive? He is. Sub 7-minute hive from Hydra. Getting a Spire too. Wow. What an absolutely amazing play. Overseer running around. And going to get taken down. Yes, taken down by the Phoenix. The Phoenix are definitely Overseer and Overlord hunting crew. These Zergling positions are pretty interesting. I mean, they're dead, but I guess they're kind of good for sneaking in and seeing when bases are being taken. Stasis Ward catches these Hydras, and the remaining Hydras go back home. They don't want to be caught out of position by this group of Phoenix, and I can't say that I blame them. Templar Archives on the way for Neeb. Immortals coming out, double pumping Immortals, which is always very, very nice. Spore Crawler just about to finish, and there it is. That's going to help a lot in defending this base. And getting some shots off, but killing a couple drones. Just 1 or 2 ground weapons level 2 just about to finish here for Neeb. And it's 131 to 124 total supply. Hydra is up about 10 workers and about... Nope, he's down in supply now. So Neeb's keeping up with one of the better Zerg players on Earth. APM over 400 right now for Neeb, over 390 for Hydra. So again, super, super fast play from both of these players. Phoenix just doing what they do, just being super annoying. How many drones have they killed so far? 10. 10 drones have been killed. There's 11. Maybe getting another Overseer if they can, but no, not overextending, not losing any Phoenix. That's an important part here. No Phoenix have been killed thus far. Another Overseer scout. Neeb is just relentless in this scouting. He wants to know what Neeb is doing. Did I say Neeb? Hydra is relentless with the scouting. Wants to see what Neeb is doing. He's going to see the double pumping of the Immortals, and I don't know that what Hydra is doing is actually going to have trouble with Immortals. Ling Hydra is very good against Immortal. Archons are a bit of a better counter to that combination for what Hydra is doing. A Greater Spire on the way for Hydra, and Lurkers too. Whoa! Hydra's going for all the tech right now. A sub 9-minute Greater Spire and Lurkers in production right now. All right. So this is going to be a good one. I'm already feeling it here at the 8-minute mark. All right, so Zealots, Immortals, Archons, running around trying to pick up stray units here. These Lings are hiding. They're hiding, and then when the army moves out, I think they might sneak on in and try to cancel this Nexus. Oh my goodness. Yes, they are. They're darting right on in. The base, the army is on top of the creep, and the Lings come running right on in here. They're going to try to kill that Nexus. Can they get it? Can they get a cancel? There is a warping of Zealots to try to stop this from happening. They're going to be able to kill a bunch of these Lings very, very quickly. And are there enough Lings here to get the cancel? No. No, there are not. Good warping. Good reaction time there from Neeb. He manages to save it and abduct on the Immortal. So many Lurkers on the ground. Hydra's here too. Just marching through though. Neeb does not care. Picking up a bunch of the units too. He's looking very good. The Zealots in the front lines are still alive. Slowly getting whittled down here, but the Immortal count is insane. The Archons too, just sniping down Lings that try to run in and help with this. More Zealots coming on in. There are Broodlords in the air though. Broodlords in the air. Broodlings actually forcing a retreat here for Neeb. What? The Broodlords pop at just the right time. Neeb has got to be saying, how are there Broodlords? How is that even possible? Sub 10-minute Broodlords out in the air. There is nothing to handle this. There's nothing to handle this for Neeb. There just isn't. Another Zealot goes down for those free units. The Overseer scouting things out. Is he going to see? Yep, there is a fleet beacon on the way. There are 2 more Stargates coming up too. He wants some Tempest to deal with these flying Broodlords, and it's the right choice. It's the right way to go. These guys might be trapped, actually. Broodlords, trying to take down that Archon. Can they get the Archon? The Archon's running as fast as it can, and yes, they do snipe down the Archon with the assistance of some of these Hydras. I think this army is trapped for Neeb. It absolutely is trapped. It's trying to run around. It's trying to extend its life as fast as it can, but the Hydras are fast. The Broodlings are fast, and the Broodlings take down an Immortal. You don't see that every day. The Hydras trap him in the corner here. The Adept dies first of all, and all of the Immortals are going to be killed. They're going to take a couple Hydras with them, but they 3-shot Hydras, which is not great. And here comes the Immortal. Nope, the Broodlord crowd. Crowd of Broodlords? That doesn't make any sense. A flock of Broodlords. Double expanding here is Hydra. Base 1. Zealot attack in here, getting sniped on down. The Hydras are trying to get the Warp Prism, and they do get the Warp Prism, but the Zealots are pretty scary. Pretty darn scary. Do they have charge? They have charge. And they're actually taking out a few of the Hydras with them, but in the end, Hydra's a little bit too good. So this base is weak. It's about 400 shields, 400 hit points out of a total of 2,000 available life. 77 and 73 total harvesters, and yes, Hydra. Can he make this work? Tempest production's on the way. Tempest are very good. They are super ranged. They do extra damage against Broodlords, specifically created to deal with Broodlords, because Protoss was having such a problem with them. Goodbye, Hydralisk. It was nice knowing you. Tempest revealed themselves. You actually want a bunch of Corruptors, I think. You want Corruptors with this army in order to deal with the Tempest. Revelation being tossed down. The Oracle. Oh, another Revelation being tossed down. Oracle proving its worth. Even here at the 12-minute mark of the game, trying to sneak on up, and yeah, just actually going to town on these buildings, saying, you know what? If you're going to leave this base entirely undefended, a yoink on one of the Tempest, and the Hydra snipe it down. Can they get the Oracle too? No. They were running away instead, surprisingly. And there we go, taking out one of the Tempest there. A feedback on a Queen. Gateways are falling. Cannons are falling here too, going after some of these workers. Not actually retreating those probes at all, but the Tempest count looking pretty good. There are 5, 2 more on the way. Trying to kill these Queens, but the transfuses are good. Great transfuses on those Queens. That base has completely fallen there. Probes are dying there too. Much of them have run away. A nice storm on all of these units. Queens stabbing away at the front. Tempest trying to kill what they can, but the transfuses are so darn good on all of these units. A nice storm there, taking out a couple Hydras. A little bit overextended. Another Revelation tossed on down. In full retreat mode, though, is Neeb. The Broodlings are destroying everything on the ground. The Tempest count isn't quite high enough to do this. Guardian Shield being tossed down. The Broodlords are trying to run. And another group of Broodlings tossed on down there. And actually picking up his wounded Archons. And yeah, tried to save him. It did help a little bit there, but now there are Corruptors mixed on in, and they're going to take down the Tempest as best they can. And actually, no, not able to get one. Not able to get one. 2 of them are very, very low on health. And there it is. 1 shot and 2 shot there. The attack continues. Broodlords in the air. Nothing on the ground can survive very long with this many Broodlings raining down upon them. Are any of the Broodlords died this far? Let's take a look here. Yes, 1 Broodlord has died, but that's it. Is Hydra going to win this thing with Broodlord and Legacy of the Void? He very well might. Time Warp being used to try to slow this down, but Broodlords are as slow enough as it is. I don't know that it really matters. Not even really microing all that hard at this point is Neeb. Does he see the writing on the wall? He might. He might. So many Hydras, so many Broodlings. The final Queen does get feedback, though. So no more transfuses are available. Oh, losing these Stargates, that is something that Neeb does not want to lose. Robotics facility being killed here too. Propped back into a corner is Neeb. These Immortals are trying to crush through here. 30 and 34 kills each on those guys, and they end up falling in the end. Too much swarm on this base, and there's the GG from Neeb. Neeb is defeated, Hydra is victorious, and Neeb has left the game. Woo! What an absolutely amazing play there by Hydra. I mean, what was his plan? He's like, all right, I'm going to go 3 hatch here. I'm going to defend with what I can do. And then I'm going to go for Broodlords at 8 minutes. Okay, it wasn't 8, but it was like 10. I mean, Neeb wasn't ready for that, but how are you ready for that? How are you ready for Broodlords to come and start stalking across the map and killing your stuff that fast? He immediately went for Tempest, which was great. The Viper with the Yoink and the Abduct, also very good there. But in the end, it was just pure Hydra, Queen, Broodlord. The Broodlords, how many kills on these guys? 5 kills, 2 kills, 8 kills, 6 kills, 5 kills. I think they only get kills for specifically the initial strike on the Broodling. If you take a look here, yeah, so like 20 damage on the strike. And once the Broodlings are down there, it's their show. So if a Broodling kills something, they get the kill. But as it stands, I mean, they don't live very long, so I don't think many of them get many kills. So incredible play by Hydra. I think it might have just thrown Neeb off. Neeb was not expecting that. He had a good timing attack that actually did kill one of Hydra's bases, but in the end, it wasn't enough. Hydra showed up with the Broodlords. There was no answer for it. He was forced to lose his entire army and start over. Hydra survived. If those Broodlords pop out like a minute later, I think he loses the game. I think Hydra just calls it, but he manages to get it out. It's a game of seconds, a game of minutes, and Hydra takes the game. So that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.